Howdy, howdy, howdy. Let's see.
Is there anybody in the room?
Nobody's in
Nobody's in the room. Nobody
Opening
cares.
chat. Chat is on. Send this out to a few people. Pat, when you're listening to this while editing, hello. Let's see.
Hello, Patrick.
There's 0 viewers.
Oh
Good.
no. Oh no. 0 viewers.
Let me spam everyone that's not going to listen to it real quick. Sorry, everyone. We have one viewer.
Who?
is the viewer? Who?
Who?
State your name in the YouTube chat
Along with your social security number, your current address.
and your size.
I want to slide into your DMs. No, you slide into my DMs via Twitter because I don't want to get it on anything else.
Whoever's listening, we are waiting for our co-hosts, so we're just gonna chat here for a second, Danielle and I.
One co-host is in Wrigley Field getting vegan ice cream. The other one is in a bathtub. Literally taking a bath.
Okay, just checking who else I'd like to send this to. Who else would want to listen to such a thing?
To somebody taking a bath?
Let's see. That's fine. Okay. So Danielle, what? Well, we won't talk about what we're drinking quite yet. Okay. Well, whoever's listening, hello, welcome. We love you.
You can slide into Black Market Ivan's DM. He's always accepting.
I never check it. Let me see.
You never check your DMs?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Chad says it.
So Simon, Black Market Ivan, do you know any vodka facts? Because I'm gonna blow your mind.
Tell us one, but save the good ones for.
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of good ones, but let's find just something
Scheduled for one liquor fact.
Ooh, yes. Okay. Did you know that vodka and citrus sodas keep cut flowers fresh?
Oh.
I didn't know that either.
So you can pour it on flowers?
I guess so. Never tried it. I don't have a green thumb, so I know nothing of that earthy growing your own shit situation, let alone cut flowers. But, you know.
Okay, so we are going to start it up in 1 minute if Pat is signing in right now. There we are. Let's see. Let's see where our man is.
You know what? He got trapped in the puppy pound with Roman Reigns, so I think he's gonna be a while.
Let's open. Oh, what I'm gonna do for anyone listening, and for Pat when he's recording, he's keeping us waiting, or when he's editing. I'm sorry.
He says, "Send me an invite."
I already sent you one, Pat.
He sent you one, Pat. Patrick, can you check your email? Oh, do you want me to actually type it in WhatsApp? I'm a little slow. Okay.
All right.
What am I saying? Check. Oh, look at the ASMR. Check your email. Emails. Check your emails. Ooh, that's a good crunch.
What?
That's a good crunch. I don't have a pop or crack this week, so we're going to do a crunch.
Well, I'm good.
Patrick, I hear nothing. Are you speaking? Hello? Hello? Hello, Fresh. Sponsor us. Trademark. Oh, I hear something.
Hello.
Well, Pat, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Oh, that's
No.
What?
Hello.
Hello, Danielle. Hello, Simon. How are you two doing?
better. Hey.
Doing very well.
All
How are
right,
you
so do
doing?
you have the doc with you?
Yeah, I do. Let me find my stupid iPhone.
I'm gonna be eating chips the whole show, all right? So you're gonna hear this the whole show.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'll auto tune it or something.
But don't worry, you won't hear me eating chips.
Oh man.
It sounds like a cartoon. It's so
I
animated.
actually got a pack of Oreos right here, but I feel like
But
I
do
ate 'em
Oreos
today.
make a sound when you crunch? Not really, right?
We'll see. We'll see during the show.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay, I do. Okay, I'm opening up the document right now at this second on this hour. And it works. Yeah, it works. So let me get comfortable. Move this microphone up a little bit so I ain't gotta really do shit. Yeah. All right. I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm good to start. Oh, I hear a little buzzing sound.
Yeah, where did that come from?
A little buzz. A little buzz. What's going now?
Buzz.
A little buzz. So Val will join us later. So I guess is everyone ready? Do
Let's
I need
do
to
it.
start? Okay. I'm glad we didn't start because my alarm just went off.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why.
What's happening with
Stupid
10:08?
iPhone. I think what happened was I set the alarm for 9:48, but I was still taking a bath, and I kept snoozing it, and now it's 20 minutes later. But oh well. Episode 22. I am Patrick alongside La Flama Blanca and Black Market Ivan. Val will join us maybe later. I hate saying that she's gonna join and then she never joins. And the same shit with me. Like, hey, Pat, he'll be on the show later, and then I call in drunk or high or something. But anyway, it's been a very long week in wrestling. A lot of shit going on. We will cover pretty much everything, or pretty much most of everything. I don't think we're gonna cover Piss Pack this week because I don't think any of us watched it. So
It looked good. It looked good, but
yeah,
I
it
didn't
looks
have
great.
it
Looks great. Yeah. Oh, let me. There we go. So yeah. So ladies first. La Flama Blanc. Wow, is that you, Daniel?
Oh, surprisingly, no. That
Wow. Okay.
Well, you know how you would open the door for a female to let her leave the room or get into a car. Well, that was me opening the door for her to speak on the show. I was like, oh, please, you go first.
well,
Yeah.
I love that. That was my introduction. I greatly appreciate it. I do like bodily functions on the show.
All right.
So thank you for that transition. All is well here. I don't have an alcohol to pop or crack the show open this week, but I'm going to provide you with one or two fun facts about vodka, because that is what Mr. Black Market Ivan and I are consuming this evening.
So am I.
Oh,
Wait,
oh my
then
God.
before you hit us with the facts, Pat, what kind of vodka are you drinking?
I'm doing Crystal Head.
Oh, very
yes.
nice.
I get flashbacks.
Yes,
I get
yes,
flashbacks.
Yes, I'm doing Crystal Head mixed with a splash of cran pineapple.
Oh, okay. Danielle, wait. Then before the facts, then tell what are we drinking? What are you drinking, Danielle?
I am drinking some blood orange Effen vodka from Holland. And I have, the whitest concoction of LaCroix with,
Oh man, that's white.
oh, yes.
No, but Pat put the
Oh,
stamp
yes,
of
you
approval
did
that it is a
have-
black drink because it's watermelon kiwi.
Yes.
Last week, you said.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we'll get that a pass.
Okay. So then, and I have in a mason jar, as always, 3 shots of also effing blood orange, but with unsweetened black tea with lemon in a mason jar. So you know what? It's a good old Southern boy drink, just like the old days
I don't know.
of 1885.
It's just-
Well, you know what? I can't. I can't celebrate that. I don't think my people were drinking.
Yeah.
oh, my
So-
God.
But no,
Yeah.
but literally, as I'm drinking it, I'm like, wow, this is something that a racist old grandma on her front porch would offer to the whites as they came to visit
And you know
the
what?
plantation.
I'm glad you brought up that racist thing because I want to apologize for 2 episodes before. My hillbilly accent when I was talking about the cruiserweights jumping and flipping around, man, that was racist as hell. I apologize to any person from Alabama or Texas or anybody that has that type of Southern twang.
I don't even remember
apologize
that.
for that. Yeah, I was high that
I
day.
remember that. It was
Yeah,
offensive.
that was out of my character.
I'm truly starting to forget what shows like I was blackout drunk. You know, like at this point, like I'm really all starting to
17.
blend together. Yeah, is that the one? Was that the
Yeah,
the
I
classic?
think 17 was the one. You wasn't blackout drunk on the Usos Bootios thing. I think that was like episode 6 or something like that. So yeah, I'm trying to we're getting older. I told I'm not gonna do it on this show. Like I'm not gonna get like pissy drunk. But after this show, from now on, pissy drunk every show. Don't give a shit.
You know
Yeah.
what we were talking, Mr. Black Market, Ivan and I were discussing is that by the time my segment rolls around, I am almost annihilated every time. So,
yeah, pretty much.
I start off strong and I'm coherent. And then as the consumption happens, and I'm not talking about tuberculosis, I
Yeah.
get worse and worse. And then by the time my segment comes, it just sounds like a slurry of nonsense. So, you're welcome.
It's all good.
Yes.
It's all good. I'm pretty sure, people that listen to the podcast that probably are fucking drunk or high, they appreciate it because like, oh shit, she's one of us. So it's all good.
Well, real quick, then Danielle is going to introduce a vodka fact every episode, or a liquor fact of the liquor she's drinking. So, what's your vodka fact?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do well, depending on unless if I can find an alcohol relevant or relating to a specific match or moment in this week's wrestling events that in going forward. If I can't, and I just find something on the shelf that I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood for this, then I'm gonna look up a fact about that type of alcohol. So,
Okay.
with that said, with the vodka choice, I just got a couple simple ones. In case if nobody knows, which I think nobody does know, that I am Polish, and that the Poles invented vodka in quotations. 'Cause there's There's no actual confirmation on that, but it's traced back to Poland in the 8th century that the first discovery of vodka being in circulation.
Oh.
I thought that was pretty fascinating, and I was proud of my people. The only time I've really ever been proud of my people.
All the Polish people were happy for a moment, and now they're mad.
You know what's crazy is I've never heard a Polish person be considered a Pole. That's why I was laughing. Yeah, that's why I'm like, what? I've never heard that.
Oh,
before.
So you thought it was just some messed up slur?
Yeah, I guess that's it's a very historical term for my people. Like you would hear it a lot with like World War II and World War I.
So like no one would get offended if I called a Polish person a Pole.
No, technically that's what we're called. You know, like how I can't think of a reference now. I'm trying to think of like
Jew?
Okay, like a Jewish person, depending on the sentence you say and how you say it.
Oh yeah. If you're like what do you want, you Poles? That's like, whoa.
I thought it was like Polak or something.
Polak is a slur.
Well, Polak is the slur for that.
Well then, I'm sorry.
But you want to hear another fun fact?
Yes, I do.
In Espanol, Polaka just means Polish.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a fine line on who's saying it, because in this day and age, in the times of sensitivity, if you are of a Latin descent and you say Polaka to a Polish person, they shouldn't get offended because they should just know that that's how you say Polish in a Spanish language. But if they're kind of the ignorant, Americanized Polish person, they might immediately get offended by that.
Yeah, my mom, when she first met La Flama Blanca, she was like, oh, what is she? I'm like, oh, she's Polish. She's like, oh, es Polaka. And I'm like, whoa.
Hey, calm down there.
Like, what? What? I'm just saying Polish.
But Pat, if you were to, say, oh, well, to all the Poles out there, it is not offensive. It is definitely a much more appropriate term. I mean, besides saying, oh, to all the Polish people out there, Poles is an appropriate word to use as well.
Okay. Well, I want to keep that in my vocabulary. I do want to apologize for saying the other slur though, because I used to work with a lot of Polish people, and like they kind of would say that word, and I was like, oh, so I kind of figured, I guess it's kind of like black people saying the N-word around each other. I don't know. So like I didn't know, but Poles, that's what we're now going forward. Poles.
I like this little section.
That's just a word from our Polish correspondent. Anyone who speaks Polish will get a kick out of that. So, Danielle, give us one more or two more vodka facts.
Oh, well,
and then
my page closed out on me, but let me go off memory that vodka can be used if your pup, your Yoshi, your beautiful baby, was to ever, hopefully never, drink antifreeze. If you give Yoshi vodka, that is a immediate antidote. Is that it? Is that the
full sentence?
Antidote?
Yeah.
For combating what antifreeze does to the inside of the pup's body.
Oh.
So
and then he will be strong like bear. Wait, that's a Russian accent. That's a Russian accent.
Actually, what I remember you said a while back, the breed Yoshi is. What is it again?
He is a Akita, Japanese Akita.
Oh, he's Japanese.
Yes, that's why
he's not Russian.
Wrong accent. But if he drinks vodka, he'll be strong like bull.
Yeah, Russian or
sounds like Rusev.
So real quick, Val is in the chat room. She's walking home. She said, when I mentioned Jewtown as a place that used to exist in Maxwell Street area, people get hella offended. Little do they know that I'm a Yid, and that is what the hood was called, like Chinatown, Greek Town, and Beaner Town. She said it, not me.
Damn.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I made up the Greek Town part.
No, but Jewtown definitely. Yeah, if you're from Chicago, you should know what Jewtown is. They had the Jewtown Polishes, Maxwell Street Polish, which is still there. I will advise you to go during the day to get food. Don't go at night. If you're into fried pork chop sandwiches and stuff like that, then yeah, that's the place to go. But yeah, definitely was a Jew town and a Greek town and all types of stuff. We got a little India. It's a whole
Oh yeah, Devon.
yeah.
Devon from Clark
diversity.
to what? California is,
probably
is
California.
India.
Yeah,
It's like India, you know.
wonderful. I was just over there, just wonderful, wonderful. It's crazy because it's still a little India, but there's a lot of like American food there. Like they got like New York style pizza there and shit. And I'm like, whoa, I wanted curry. What the
Shout
fuck?
out. Yeah, right. Shout out to
Fuck.
Gandhi Electronics, Western and Devon.
No,
Yes.
you mean you break, I fix.
Well, that's too there. It's there too. you bring
Yeah,
it.
you break us
That's
right
I mean,
by
it-
the currency
That
exchange.
there,
Shout out to
yes.
Gandhi
there we go.
Electronics.
So
So
here we go.
speaking of which,
God, the alcohol hasn't even fully hit.
so last but not least, so we're all drinking vodka. Val will probably have a drink when she gets home. But
Vodka flavored water.
well, last thing before we get into all the wrestling we have, Danielle's drink is empty. Anything, Pat, non-wrestling related of note this week? Did you find your laptop charger?
Yes, I did. I found it, and I bought an extra one just in case. You know.
Someone jacked the charger, which almost jeopardized the future of this show. Everyone
Right.
listening, so I'm glad to hear it's.
But fortunately, whoever jacked it, they brought it back,
Hmm.
and it was like, oh, you know, we thought this was ours, and it wasn't. We brought it back. Please give this back to Pat.
Good.
It was returned to me, and now we can keep this show going.
Good. That's good. They had a. Well, I hope you instituted a permanent ban on the studio
Yeah, you
for
know,
that person.
yeah, just leave all your electronics in the lobby. No phones, no laptop chargers, no nothing. But I guess another note I do want to give a big thanks to a buddy of mine named Cohen. I met on Xbox Live. And
Like his real name or his tag, his gamer tag?
No, his real name is Cohen. I don't want to give his gamer tag out because I feel like, you know, some neckbeard. Hey man, let's play some WWE 2K. Like, I just said I wasn't going to do that accent, and I did it again. Damn it.
It's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
Pat. You just are inherently offensive. It's okay. That's why we
Yeah.
did this
So-
this podcast.
So real quick, Val did a shot of Malort as she's walking home. She wanted
Oh,
me to mention that. So why do you want to shout out
Fantastic.
Cohen? Did he carry the team in Fortnite or what?
No, he gave me his login to his New Japan account. So now
Oh wow.
I can watch all of New Japan and get kind of lost. And I feel kind of guilty because now I'm like, you know, it's like, damn, like he pays for it. I kind of want to like give him like half at least, you know, for every month. I think it's like 999 yen.
Yeah.
So which is like, you know, $10 or whatever. But there's so much shit on there. I was looking at old like matches from like back in the days and like there's literally so much stuff on there. Like low key, it's better than the WWE network. Like
And you
so
can watch all the Brock Lesnar stuff too.
yes, unfortunately. Well, in those matches, they went more than 5 minutes back in the day. So yeah, you can go on New Japan World and watch Brock Lesnar versus Shinsuke Nakamura back in 2005. Yeah, so I want to give a big thanks to him, even though I've thanked him plenty of times. I know he listens to the show
Oh yeah, what does he
every
play?
week. Pretty much WWE 2K. Like that's pretty much like
Nice.
you know, we you know, like me, I kind of fell out of love with WWE 2K. So recently this week I decided, you know what, I want to start a universe mode. I want to create like, you know, I'm changing people gimmicks, I'm dyeing people's hair, like doing different changing outfits and starting my own thing with people and now I'm starting to enjoy it, but I should enjoy it because I just spent $90 on a pre-order for 2K19. So
You know, I'm gonna buy. I bought 2K18 for PS4 and played it, I think, twice. I'm gonna get 2K19 on Xbox so I can play with you.
oh
this time.
man, it's yeah. Me and Cohen have some legendary matches. A lot of times we get up, we're up late and we're high, smoking on the devil's lettuce, and we kind of recreate the pay-per-views. Like we'll do the pay-per-view matches or whatever. So like if NXT had, Gargano versus Ciampa like that, like we'll, had the match or whatever. So big shout out to Cohen. Thank you once again for giving me your login to your New Japan World account. It has been a lifesaver for me, especially when I'm taking a shit or in the shower or something like that. Well, not in the shower. I'm not that crazy. But yeah, thank you so much for that.
Nice. Well, hey, you can watch on New Japan World such things as the G1 Climax tournament. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. Now the G1 Climax is many nights. It is going pretty much all through last week, this week, and until August 12th.
Yeah.
So similar to the Best of Super Junior tournament earlier this year, we are not going to go over every night. What I'm going to do is give you the current tournament standings as it is at this moment of recording, and we'll go from there. And just like the Best of Super Juniors, a win, wins, losses, and draws give you different point amounts. And at the end of the tournament, whoever the winner is gets a shot at the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at Wrestle Kingdom. Now, being that Kenny Omega is the current champ and he's in the tournament, if he wins, he simply gets to handpick his challenger for Wrestle Kingdom. So he can have his set up his own dream match, which is pretty exciting. So all I'm going to do, guys, you've got A block and B block, kind of different brackets. I'm going to go through the point listings, and then we can have a quick chat about who we think is going to advance or even win. So in A block, we've got Jay White with 4 points, Togi Makabe with 4 points, and Michael Elgin with 4 points as well.
Fuck Mike Elgin.
We've got 4 people in second place with 2 points. That's Hangman Page, Evil, Bad Luck Fale, the new and improved Bad Luck Fale, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. And then with 0 points, and I'm glad Val's not on the show right now because she's going to cry when she hears this, Yoshihashi, Minoru Suzuki Capone, and Kazuchika Okada at 0 points.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the two flagship faces of the company jobbing out to New Zealand, to Tongans and a New Zealand guy. Then we have a B block. No one here has 4 points, just all 2 points. So 5 people have 2 points. You got Tomohiro Ishii, Tama Tonga, Hiroki Goto, Kota Ibushi, and Kenny Omega. Then with 0 points, you've got Toriano, the new IWGP US champion, Juice Robinson, Sonata, Zack Sabre Jr.,
Jack
Baber Jr.
Oh, that's it.
And Tetsuya Naito. Of course, noticeably absent is Hiromu Tanahashi, which hopefully he is alive and well. So from this grouping, Pat, who do you think will win, and who do you want to win?
Out of the A block, or like just the whole thing? I want Tama Tonga to win it all.
Yes.
And who do you think?
I think
based on the way storylines are going right now.
Who I think? Oh man, I'm gonna go once again with Tama Tonga.
Yeah,
there's a lot. There's just so much going on with this firing squad, Bullet Club thing. Like, it would be nice to see him. I mean, he's been there, for a very long time. One of the OGs of Bullet Club. I feel like it's about to be a turning of the leaf. Even though I don't want to see Haku wrestle in 2018. But yeah, I think Tama Tonga will win.
Danielle, who do you want to win, and who do you think will win?
Oh, I'm with Pat on I mean, in many ways, but I definitely want Tama Tonga to win. I just am speechless. I have nothing. Like just drooling, and the more he's on my screen, the happier of a girl I am. So I want him to win, but I think Jay White will. He's got a good head start with all these points, I think he probably will win it.
I think Jay White will win, but I want Tama Tonga to win as well. But for those of you who didn't listen, this was the hard return of Bad Luck Fale, and check out this 1 minute long interview. It is
best
classic.
interview ever.
I remember the days. I remember the days. What I call the 2 sweet days. Oh, wait. These days, right now, are the 2 sweet days. A reminder of the great days brought back to life, starting with today's win with the big man, Bad Luck Fale.
You know what? Fuck them all. Fuck them. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm tired of sitting back and watching. No more. Because you know what? The elite. Fuck them. New Japan. Fuck them. Okada's pants. Fuck them too. Fuck those shits. No more. We're taking the ship back. Way back.
So, Pat, when I heard him say
Fucking
Okada's
amazing.
pants, I instantly thought of you and Ember Moon's mom jeans.
Oh my god, I had to mute the mic. Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
okay, let's just take a moment to appreciate how much Bad Luck Fale has transformed himself.
Mhm.
He looks awesome. His fucking skull tattoo is phenomenal. I just love his New Zealand accent.
Yeah, Pat, have you seen his head?
No.
Look at his
I haven't.
head, Pat.
Have you looked at his?
Look at his head.
Look at that
It's
head.
amazing.
The artwork is pretty amazing. Like his whole scalp is tattooed up. It's just awesome. He's making a nice strong comeback as well.
But yes, Bad Luck. I would love for him to win, but Tama Tonga is more likely. And if Kenny keeps, New Japan seems to have some length to their title reigns. So if Kenny keeps it till Wrestle Kingdom and it's Tonga versus Kenny Omega, I mean, my God. I mean,
I don't
they
know what
also
I'm gonna
have
do.
to be in a separate room watching it.
I'm gonna lock me up, get the restraints. I'm gonna have problems.
So with that
I'm
said,
already having problems.
Okay, so I'm looking at this tattoo and holy shit.
Doesn't he look awesome? He looks so awesome. Like
This
I
is
wanted, I
crazy.
already have half my head shaved. Let me just shave it all off and fucking get an awesome tattoo like that.
Wow. That's wild. It looks way better than Bam Bam Bigelow's shitty tattoo. Rest in peace. But
That was just the 90s.
yeah, that was
Like
like
I said, what will define the 90s generation? Put it on my skull.
yeah,
Lame.
it's definitely like one of those tattoos when you walk in and like they had the shit on the wall, the flash tattoos.
Yeah,
Just
yuck.
give me those. Just give me one of those.
Make me gag.
Do you want this or a nautical star
no!
or an anchor
Oh, the
Or anchor or-
shoot me.
Yeah.
or an Ed Hardy girl? So,
Ew.
so with that said, we're gonna take a hard. So okay. So
You're telling me that we're gonna go from great wrestling to shitty wrestling?
well,
Awesome.
okay. So for those of you who have seen Judgment Night, you'll understand this. But if you haven't, you're on a road trip with your friends. All your
I
white
forgot
friends.
How much I love that movie.
That's a great movie. So you and a bunch of other white people are in a nice RV. You're usually from a nice neighborhood.
No,
You're
you
like-
come from the burbs.
You're from
and
the
you
birds.
go,
You're like, let's take a road trip, guys.
let's go to United Center.
Go to United Center, and you're like driving, and you're like, wow, guys, we had a great day. We saw green pastures. We had Cracker Barrel for lunch.
Oh
we're,
God.
we're drinking Zimas in the car. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, exit here. And he's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, exit here. Next thing you know, you're in Holman Square. And you're like, whoa, what's going on? You stop for gas. Your tires are gone. Next thing you know, you're running and hiding in the project. So that's what's happening right now. We're going from New Japan to Extreme Rules. I'm going to call it the Extreme Rules post-mortem. We are examining it after the pay-per-view has come and gone. So what I'm going to do, we'll go match by match. and I'm gonna ask you guys your
This is
thoughts.
gonna be like a rapid fire moment, isn't it?
First, we had
Please, I
two
hope.
matches that had no place on the kickoff show, but that's where they decided to put them. So we had Andrade Cien Almas, once the future face of the Luchador division, now relegated to the pre-show, defeating Sin Cara in a rematch. Pat, what did you think? Being such a 205 Live fan, what did you think about this?
A waste of time.
Daniel,
I don't know what
you
they
didn't watch it.
Wait a minute. Wait. Andrade is on 205?
No, but
No, no.
like, but I'm talking about like the high flying.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
As Pat
Yeah,
being our
sure.
resident cruiserweight representative.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Pat. I mean, it was a waste of time, and I mean, did you like their initial fight 2 weeks ago on the show?
Oh, it was okay. This one had a few botches, but look, man, this does nothing for Almas. Like to go from the NXT champion to this, there's a few people that I think, like I said, was gonna like whenever they come up to the roster that they were gonna kind of like have nothing for them. I was right on one with Finn Balor. He's still kind of like, Almas was another one, and Aleister Black, whenever he decides to get called up or whenever it's his time, I feel like he's going to be fucking on the pre-show at some point either. But later, like I said, useless match, piss break.
Danielle, you were still at work.
I
You
was
didn't
still
get to
working.
watch
I
it.
didn't even know the show started by the time I got home. I was like, wait a minute. It's 7:00. What do you mean the show has been going on for over an hour?
Yeah, it was an extra hour, right, than usual.
Yeah, they, with these dual brand shows now,
Yes.
every pay-per-view is going to be,
Great. It's great.
yeah.
So I actually started watching after this match, so I didn't even see the match. So then we had Sanity defeating the New Day in a tables match. This was actually a decent match, and Sanity actually, was taken out of the toilet and allowed to dry off from all the piss that they've been dunked in. What did you think of this match, Pat?
I liked it. It should have been on the main card.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely should have been on the main show. I don't understand. Kofi's always amazing. Eric Young looked great. Even Killian Dane, he took a sick dive through the ropes at one point. The finish when they did some type of tag team move through the table, looked it sick. Good win for Sanity, but tag team division right now on SmackDown is just pure piss.
Well, did you see Killian Dane has like a new singlet? And Vince McMahon, Vince is pretty particular about people's body image. He probably saw how much hair this guy had, and it's like, you need a different outfit that's going to cover
some
the majority of that hair.
Yeah.
If next time if we ever see Lars Sullivan on the main roster, he's going to be shaven like a baby seal. So then,
Gonna wear a suit like Bam Bam Bigelow.
yeah, exactly. You need a flame tattoo on your head too.
Oh gosh, no.
So then on the main show, nice surprise. The B team defeated Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt to become the new Raw Tag Team Champions. It was a clean pin. What you think, Pat?
I knew this was going to happen, seeing that Bray Wyatt kind of got some legal troubles about to come his way with the accident that he just had. But was great to see Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas with a belt. I love the dance, the little Fortnite dance that Curtis Axel did at the and I like that they celebrated the whole night. That was because I'm pretty sure that's probably the last belt they'll probably taste in the WWE, unfortunately. So,
well, real quick,
no single belts.
I mean, I hope they make it last. Like, what was his name? Rhino and Heath Slater. I mean, they're never going to touch tag team hold again. Real quick, in the chat room, we got the mysterious M asking for you, Pat. He wants to know your opinion. He thinks Gemini was the best tag team around. Do you remember them?
Holy shit. Yes, I do, man. This was during the time you wasn't watching. This was like SmackDown 2006 era.
Okay.
There were like two bald guys that looked like midget Luke Gallows.
You mean little person?
Oh my God, I'm sorry, man. I need to find that. That's
We are-
offensive.
Are we a politically correct show? We might
No.
as well just claim
No.
ourselves as we're very offensive and racist
Yeah,
and
you mean
bigots
little-
and,
you mean
and
little-
sexist and prejudiced.
You mean little Poles?
Oh no!
Oh wow. Yeah.
So tell me more. But why were they Gemini? Were they like athletic or what?
I think they were like twins. Or something like that. Yeah,
MC
yeah.
Bald,
Yeah, they were
Eric twins.
Yeah, they were bald.
I'm
And
assuming
they
they're
were
white.
with I'm trying to think of his name. I think Simon Dean.
Oh,
Like
okay.
he was like their manager.
He was
and
always like in gym attire.
Yeah, like they didn't last on SmackDown. I think they were in WWE probably for about 6 months. They were on SmackDown. And
That's
then
around the time when like the Basham brothers were out and stuff, right?
yeah, around that time. Yeah.
Bastion Brothers.
Basham.
I actually like
Doug-
them.
That was Danny Birch, right?
Oh really?
No,
Or no? It
no,
was
no.
Doug and Danny Basham, I think.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe that was Danny Birch. My memory.
Yeah.
Mike says also Jimmy Wang Yang. And there was some bad. That's why I was like, yeah. And you know what? It's getting to the point I might stop watching it again, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, well, yeah. I got a reason why I think shit is what it is. But yeah, Gemini was horrible. I think it was another tag team called the Dicks or Major Dicks or something like that. That were on SmackDown. It was a horrible time, tag team wise back then.
Well, after
Wang
that, Danielle, you did not watch this match either. You still were
I
out.
still was making that green.
Yeah.
Making that Skrilla.
Then we had Finn Balor defeating a Constable, Baron Corbin. You know what? It was okay. It was okay. I was watching it like while playing on my phone. You know, it was okay. It was. What's the point? There's no point.
Should have been
to
on
it.
the pre-show. Should have been on the pre-show.
I'm sorry, if you're gonna go by Constable, you need to dress like a constable.
No, he dresses nice. He has a dress shirt now during
but
the match.
isn't Constable like a Scottish thing?
I think it's like a police officer.
Yeah, isn't
So
it
he
from
should have a little
Scotland Yard? Like, so shouldn't he have like a full attire situation? I'm just saying, if you're gonna call yourself that,
I think he was like trying to say like I'm the sheriff.
then
I
he should
didn't
just say
watch-
he's the sheriff.
Sheriff
It looks
Baron.
like he
Corbin.
drives for Uber Eats right now, but I think that match should have been on the pre-show.
He does.
You know, the one time I
Oh
did
my
Uber
God,
Eats, the
that-
one time I did Uber Eats last year, and yes, I don't care if this is going off topic. It was the first and only time I tried it, and I was like, I want a McFlurry, so let me just order a McFlurry. I ended up spending $32
Holy
literally
shit.
because I spent like $15 in McDonald's food because there was a minimum. And then all the service fees. Dude, by the time I got down there, my McFlurry was melted and the ice in my pop was melted as well. I'm like, what the hell was the
Wow.
point? Anyways,
Wow.
so yeah.
I bet, did you give that Uber driver a horrible review?
No, I
being
don't
that
I don't
you're
remember
an
it having
Uber
that type
driver
of
as
rating
well.
system, but I've only used it once. I don't remember.
Yeah, I use Uber Eats all the time when I'm in Chicago, and it's the worst shit ever. Only because like it's so I feel bad because like I send people to Popeyes to get me like a 3-piece chicken strip.
But
Yeah,
to your
it's like-
guys' point, the fees are outrageous. So fuck
yeah,
that
it is. Yeah,
until they adjust the fees they tack on to Uber Eats.
But you know
It's
what
not
though?
going to be a
But when
service
you're
that we
high-
want sponsoring us. Okay.
yeah.
But you know,
Yeah, we-
as Homer
yeah.
Simpson once said, I'm a lazy, lazy man. And sometimes I just want food delivered.
That
to me.
is my role model. He has been my role model since the 80s.
Yeah. Next, Carmella defeated Asuka to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship, and this was because James Ellsworth climbed out of the cage and was hanging upside down and distracted Asuka, and she ended up beating the hell out of him. And Carmella rolled her up threw her head against the cage and rolled her up for the pin. 1, 2, 3, and then you heard all the beautiful shrieking once again.
Oh, God. I didn't
Worst
even
match.
know. I'm so glad that when I got home, that the match I walked into was the Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman match, because I completely forgot about this match even happening until the recaps. happened?
Worst match of the night, and it's not because it's women wrestling. It was literally the worst match of the night.
No, it's because Carmella was wrestling.
You know what? I like Carmella.
Oh, that's great.
You know, there was this clip of this wrestler that was dressed like Michael Jackson. He did the moonwalk and DDT. I wish Carmella did that. I wish that was her finisher, like the moonwalk DDT. But I kind of like Carmella. She's growing on me.
Just like Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to talk about that piece of shit.
I think Carmella needs to go into the puppy pound.
What else grows when you watch Carmella?
That's
so that was a bad time for Val to join the show.
Oh no.
No, but
hello, Val. Welcome to the show.
Val, what did you think of Carmella defeating the Princess of Yesterday to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship?
Oh, Jesus fuck, dude. Really? Is that what I'm going to start on?
Yeah.
That's your red carpet entrance right there. Tell us what you think of that.
If they could just please for 1 second stop making the strong, powerful, amazing athletes, male or female, but in this case, female, looking like assholes. Can you please stop making them look like buffoons? Like, what was the point of anything? Asuka just looked like an idiot and an asshole, and they barely even mentioned her on SmackDown.
But okay, let's just I'm gonna sidebar this moment and let's just be real that WWE is kind of racist. Okay, continue.
I don't know if that. I don't know. I don't think so. She won the Royal Rumble. We had the Japanese Royal Rumble winners.
Yeah, they sprinkled in a little political correctness here and there, but overall, let's just be real.
I mean, look, like I said, I thought it was the worst match of the night, and I said, it's not because of the women. It's not because it was women wrestling. It was just that you had a person like Asuka who was what was she, like 189-0, and now she can't beat Carmella when she was beating the shit out of people for about a year and a half straight.
Yeah, she can't beat Carmella. Ew, like who can't beat Carmella?
That's what's wrong with WWE. And that's what's wrong with these stupid fucking neckbeards I've been arguing with all week. You know,
what do you guys? Well, you mentioned that at the top of the show. What has been the argument online?
Yeah, we'll get into it. It's really more about like the Hogan situation. I've been getting into it with a lot of people. Even today on Twitter, I got into it. I damn near wanted to pull my beard off my face. But yeah, like, you know, it just doesn't make any sense. It's not believable. That's why people back in the day when we used to watch WCW and WWE, more people were tuning into WCW because it seems like, damn, that could really happen. When we saw Scott Hall and Kevin Nash come there before that fucking racist Hogan even showed up or whatever in the NWO, I was a kid like, damn, holy shit, what is WWE people doing at WCW? And WCW made it look like, damn, this shit could actually happen. WWE does not do that at all because they don't give a shit about us. And Kevin Dunn's a bitch, and Vince McMahon is out of touch. And you know, I can go on and on, but this back to the match. The match stunk. Piss break match, shit break match, vomit break match.
Oh my god! I don't think we have. That's a new tier of ratings right there.
Oh my god!
Shit break match. That requires like some time and concentration.
Not if you eat the Impossible Burgers crave case from White Castle like Patrick and I do.
Yeah, and I definitely had a crave case of Impossible Burgers last week. Lord, forgive my stomach.
Real quick, Val, before we continue, welcome. What are you drinking and or eating?
Well, you know me so well. I just finished a vegan gluten-free bread, organic peanut butter and blueberry preserves sandwich, a little snack. Also, because I'm an adult, I actually stopped for dinner after I got out of work like a good human, and it was ice cream because fuck it. So when you're an adult, you can have vegan ice cream and not feel guilty. And then I realized that you guys were already drinking because I was listening as I was walking home. So I stopped into G-Man, one of my favorite bars on the north side of the city. And I did a shot of Malortsky and came home and made that PB&J sandwich. And now I'm about to open a bottle of Virtue cider. It's the Mitten cider.
Yes. Wait. Did you already crack it open?
No, I'm going to do it with my teeth.
Do it now.
Oh,
Okay,
yes,
everyone be
yes,
quiet.
yes, shh.
Everyone be quiet.
Wait, hang on. I'll try to see if I can do video for this. So I'm really sweaty. I'm sorry. I look like garbage.
Never.
Where's the
Don't-
camera?
Don't
Okay.
say those things.
Ready?
Damn, girl.
That was with my teeth.
That was fucking
So
amazing.
once again, this is an exclusive for the viewers that watch
My
live.
Patreon users. You see Val open up a can.
All the people that donate $150 a month, you could have seen that. That's great.
Are we calling them Patreon? Is that what you just called them? Patreon?
No. So wait. What drink was that?
It's just a Virtue cider. I gotta work the VIP bar of Pitchfork all weekend, so I'm gonna be outside in the sun and the rain and the hipster sweat. So I don't want to be hungover, but it was a long day at work. I have a flat tire. Shit's getting weird, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna have a adult beverage." It is Virtue cider, the Mitten. It's very, very nice.
Is
It's a hard cider.
Is it? Maybe you mentioned this already. Is it a Chicago drink or where's it from?
It's from Michigan. It honestly is, but it's very, very good. And they partner up with Goose Island all the time. So I feel like it's Chicago-ish.
You know what?
Midwest.
Midwest.
Yeah.
Love.
Midwest.
Midwest
A lot of my
love,
friends.
except
my-
for Wisconsin. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of my friends work with Virtue cider, so I like supporting it. If I am going to have a cider, I usually go Virtue, and it's 6.8% ABV. So I really just need to have one, and I'll feel good about life and better than fucking Minoru Suzuki Capone jobbing the Jaguars. What? How do you have 0 points? You know why? Because he's going to eat Jay White's face, and it's going to be...
You know what? That probably is going to happen.
I mean, fuck, 30 years? Was Jay White even alive when Minoru Suzuki Capone started wrestling? Whatever. Fuck Carmella, too, by the way.
But it is kind of interesting that the Japanese homeboys all have shitty ratings.
Wait, I just realized something. Is our man not? Is the Bone Soldier not in this? Is it because he's not a heavyweight?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No,
Oh.
yeah.
Hey guys, I'm hey, look, we're pretty LGBTQ plus show. That's the sexiest guy on the planet. I was looking at his Instagram and I was like, man,
Got a soft spot.
he
there?
was like, he's got like pictures of him cuddling with his dogs. I'm like, man, you know what? It's a handsome looking guy.
You know, I enjoy this conversation
Ivan,
very much.
what you're saying is that you would bone his soldier?
I will watch when this happens.
I'd be his pet.
I don't know
I'd
what's
be-
going
I'd
on. What happened between Braun Strowman?
I am
So
just.
speaking of getting
I'm
hands,
just so open to anything that's gonna happen.
no,
right
no,
now.
but you know what? He's you know, it's just you know what? He works hard on
he works
on-
just
on-
he just works hard. Okay,
fitness
He
and
just-
his show. That's
Oh.
all.
Him and Japanese Brock Lesnar will be the future of New
Of the-
Japan.
where the hell
at
is
some point.
Kitamura? Where is he?
I don't know,
Hanging out with-
man. He's at the dojo. I don't know, man.
You know what? He heard about Black Market Ivan's fandom and was like, you know what? I'm gonna get even more ripped for that man in Chi-Town.
Speaking of which, we forgot to mention this at the top of the show. We decided, Danielle and I decided that we are gonna have a weekly. It's mostly for Danielle. I just thought it would be a funny segment. Thick boy of the week. No, hold on.
Yes, I
the
forgot about
Trent
this.
7. The Trent
I don't-
7's thick boy of
Wouldn't
the
it be
week.
the Ahmed Johnson?
Wait, I don't think I discussed my admiration for Trent Seven and Cassius Ono.
You've talked about Cash Over, but you
Definitely
haven't-
have.
Let's wait for- okay, let's wait.
that must have been
So,
my like
throughout-
peak
it was-
intoxication.
Throughout
I'm
the
pretty
whole
sure it was
show.
when you were all sorts of NXT'd. Like,
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
yeah. So throughout the
AKA
whole show,
inebriated.
and Pat, we can have the thick girl of the week as well, but
But-
thick
I
boy
don't
of
know,
the,
man.
Hashtag it
know.
that just sounds
and
weird.
spell it out.
That
for
just sounds
people.
neckbeardish.
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, yeah.
And thick boy could just be
Thick-
like Tyler Bates' thighs. Like, damn, look at this guy. So anyways,
Thick boy of the week.
Yeah, no, but spelled. Wait, THI.
With two
T-I-double-C.
with two T's and just BOI, yeah.
I'll let the ladies participate
You are not going to participate.
in the thick boys of the week. I
Yeah, I want you to get in the time machine and go back to 2009. I was doing our last show and me
I-
saying this. What
I
would
have
happened?
one actually. I have one. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't. I guess I just watched a thing today. Have you guys ever watched The Nobodies? They are drag queens that review wrestling, and they are fucking amazing.
That's right up my alley. I have
Nobody's
not.
watching wrestling. Like that's the name of their YouTube podcast, etc., etc. And I just happened to stumble upon today their review of the Genius, aka Lanny Poffo, versus Hulk Hogan is one of Colt Cabana's favorite matches ever. So the three of the Nobodies and Mr. Boom Boom reviewed this match, and I was just like, you go, Colt. He was so cute, and he sashayed in some heels at the end of it. He's never walked in.
Yes.
It was
That's
just so good.
amazing.
And just watching him just talk about wrestling with drag queens, I mean, I kind of wanted to be like, hey, Colt, hey. You
How
know?
have I not heard of this? And
It's fantastic.
I only work with queens. Like I don't understand. Why am I out of the loop?
Yeah, nobody's watching wrestling. So good. Absolutely.
Speaking of fabulous showmen, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Jeff Hardy in literally 3 seconds or less to become the new
6
U.S. champion after he knocked his cock while the ref wasn't looking, and then Kinshasa'd him. And while he was sitting there groaning in pain, Randy Orton comes out, and you think he's going to face Shinsuke, but instead he just kicks the hell out of Jeff Hardy's now non-existent balls and just like makes the silent proclamation that, yeah, I'm a heel again.
Yeah, mad heel turn.
Let's just talk about how Randy Orton is delaying his retirement party, and I'm annoyed. He needs,
You want him to retire?
yes, I am over it.
There's really much nothing else for him to do.
Val, what did you think of this match and post-match event?
Well, I mean, I literally went down to like toss my dog Yippee Kai a little chew toy, and I looked up and it was over. And so I was thankful that another match was over, but I was also annoyed that it was so short. And I was like, oh wait, I keep hearing that Jeff Hardy is injured, and so that's probably why they did that. That he's been working through some serious injuries. But I was really glad that it was over quickly, because I'm really sad. Again, like I was saying, why are you booking these phenomenal athletes, male or female, whatever, to look like fools? Like when Shinsuke is the king of fucking strong style, and now he's like not even the king of dong style because that's Joey Ryan. But
yes, it is.
I mean, the fact that we call him Kakamura more than we don't, it's just insulting and infuriating. And I never, ever, ever, ever imagined that Shinsuke Nakamura would be like a laughing stock wrestler. And that's kind of what he was on Extreme Rules. Now, you know, the next match he had after that was much different, and I enjoyed it a lot more, and it was a good match again. But
what did you? No, that's true. And real quick side note: is Pat the king of bong style?
oh, well, I would say probably my father is, but
Yeah, I was saying, I think
Pat's
Tall
blunt.
Dad got me beat.
Hey,
I think that's more of a
is
fatty
Tall
guy.
Dad in the vicinity?
No. He and his crew are actually setting up Pitchfork right now. He runs. He's like like the stagehand union steward. So he's probably yelling at people, telling them to put stage pieces elsewhere while he's smoking the Satan spinach. And
I think I'm going to be at Pitchfork, so I will look for it.
Are you going to be at Pitchfork?
I might. I'm
You
debating.
better come up to the VIP.
A buddy of mine's invited me to go.
Does he? If
backstage.
they have VIP access, like actual, not the one that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
so-
Well, then you better come find me. I'll be at the Goose Island bar in the VIP section backstage.
Okay, I'm thinking about. I just don't know if I want to be around a whole bunch of musty white people.
Shut the fuck up, Enzo.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
It's free beer.
Lauren Hill is gonna be there. So wait,
Yeah,
wait.
supposedly.
More importantly, Shaka Khan.
Yeah, Shaka Khan, I do.
Shaka Khan.
But before we get sidetracked, I do want to say that I was kind of worried about Jeff Hardy at first, because the last match I saw that lasted this long, he was high on meth in
Yeah.
TNA. So I
Yeah,
kind of thought, like,
yeah.
I'm like, man, why is this match? But I actually like the match. It's something different. You know, get a ball shot before the bell ring. You can't disqualify him. Go ahead, come on, hit him with a knee, win the belt, get it over with.
It was fun. It was fun. And you know what? I'm excited when Randy Orton coming out. I was like, oh, is it just going to be him and Shinsuke? But no, instead he's just like, hey, I'm a bad guy too.
Well, that was the only redeeming factor of it, is that for some reason Randy Orton is hot for Jeff Hardy's paunch or whatever, so he just wanted to kick it.
Yeah. Then Danielle, I think you got home at this point. Kevin Owens accidentally defeated Braun Strowman by being launched off the cage and his feet touching the floor first.
He was doing his very best Shane O'Mac impersonation.
Yeah, I feel like we just saw this with Hell in a Cell. Was it this week or last year? Or no, it wasn't at WrestleMania. Was it at WrestleMania?
I feel like the fact that we have to ask about it means that we've seen it too many times, guys.
Right, right.
Yeah, exactly. And the same exact kind of impact onto the table.
Right. It was cool because he didn't do the typical I'm gonna fall backwards on the table. He like did a sideways leap, which is looks a little more difficult to calculate, but no, it was fun. I mean, they got a bad camera angle because you saw literally the airbag in the table.
I did. Yeah.
I'm like, just get a different camera angle. But it was fun. And the fact that Braun Strowman didn't care because now he's got the Money in the Bank briefcase, so it doesn't matter. Wins and losses don't really matter.
This match, that's what's wrong with the WWE. When it wins and losses don't matter. Like, what the fuck, you know? You know what? I feel bad for Kevin Owens, but it's okay because once Undisputed Era gets called up to the main roster, you know where he's going.
Oh my God, I cannot. I will. That'll be like a fucking Bullet Club, a super kick. I can't even like emotionally handle it.
Would Sami Zayn join them too?
No.
Keep Sami
Zayn is not part.
They already got one.
That's true.
He's Arabic.
No, it's oh my God.
I'm not touching that one.
I do like that Kevin Owens is like giving Zayn props, and by always wearing his shit, and anytime he's on camera, he has something that says Sami Zayn on him, which is cool in my book. But
friendship.
But that's the only thing that's going to save Kevin Owens right now. He, bring Undisputed Era up at after Survivor Series or something.
You guys.
Yeah.
I just got some douchey shit about SummerSlam. Do we want to throw that out there?
Sure. I mean, fuck it. Why not?
Lots of talk about Undertaker wrestling.
Oh man. Woo! Can't wait. Oh. Yeah.
Look at how overwhelmed we are.
Undertaker.
Oh my God.
I just don't care anymore. I think I am not the right co-host on this podcast.
We're on the wrong type of show.
I think where is the Flat Earth podcast? I need to get on that one.
Hold on.
Rip a Gordian.
The Bulge Brothers then defeated Team Hell No in the match that makes me say, why are they doing this to Daniel Bryan? That match, Kane was incapacitated before the match, so they're fighting. Now, normally, Daniel Bryan should have been getting his ass whooped, and then Kane would come out. Instead, Daniel Bryan's dishing out the beatings, and then Kane comes out at the time that it matters least, and they still lose. What the hell was the point? What was the point of this, guys?
WWE was just trying to be kind to the geriatric department in the roster. Okay.
Was it, guys? What the hell was the point? Can anyone? I don't even want to know what you thought of it. Can someone just tell me the point? Tell me the point.
I think it's to show you that you can wrestle with a ruptured Achilles tendon.
Again, catering to the geriatric department
Pat, did you watch
of WWE.
Oh man.
Pat, were you watching this or you were in the toilet?
Oh.
Oh wait, does Val know about the shit break now?
No, Pat debuted a new.
Oh no, I know. I heard about it.
Yeah. She was
yes,
I know.
Okay. Pat, did you care about this match or not?
No, don't give a fuck about this match. Really, just skip next. Yeah.
Next, we had another shocking upset. Bobby Eyebrows defeated Roman Reigns in a puppy pound match, and Bobby Lashley won.
But does he have a cool sweatband on?
It fell off halfway through the match. And when Danielle saw his eyebrow, when Danielle saw his profuse sweating, she said, "That's
He has
why
no power without his sweatband.
He needs his sweatband because I would hate to wrestle him. He was so dripping.
I'm sweating so damn much."
I can't.
I will say that I was at practice in Milwaukee on Tuesday night, and I was sweating so hard. I literally was like, "Oh, poor Bobby eyebrows."
I mean, like, I finally got it. I got why he wears the damn sweatband. I would encourage him to wear two at the same time. Just wear a damn hat.
Like, we were sliding off each other at practice because it was hot and sweaty in the warehouse. And, you know, roller derby is a pretty intense sport, so you're gonna get your glow on anyway. But it was like 100+ degrees in there, and all I could think of was poor Bobby eyebrows.
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I'm so distracted about Black Market Ivan calling it a puppy pound match that I'm so derailed.
I don't know where Roman Reigns goes from this. You know, actually, no, we do know because we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on Raw, which is a catastrophe.
So real quick, because we're running behind the schedule, but it's fun. We're chatting. We're having fun. Alexa Bliss defeated Nia Jax to retain the Raw. I don't even remember how this match ended.
Alexa piss break.
Alexa piss break. That's it.
Ronda Rousey got in the match, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Remember,
Mickey
there were
James
bodies everywhere, just women being thrown and kendo sticks being whipped around.
Mickey James was like, "Look, I can still wear leather mini skirts."
Oh, Mickey James outfits. I just want to slap her and be like, "Can you wear normal shoes?" We are in a new millennium. We are in a new generation. Take off the damn heels. You're fucking up the ring. Put on some fucking wrestling shoes. You can still dress the same way, but take off the fucking shit
She was
that's
doing
on your
a
feet.
hooker walk with those heels, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying. But
I have no problems with the look, but just wear fucking appropriate shoes. If I was management, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna write you up because this doesn't make sense.
Because there are lines in the ring now,
and now I have to replace the whole fucking mat for the next match. Thank you.
So where does Nia? Speaking of where do people go? Where does Nia Jax go from here?
Downhill.
The bully has been redeemed in Alexa Bliss, and now. It's like there's nothing good came of this year or 2 year long.
It makes no fucking sense. That's what happens with this Nia Jax thing. She doesn't even believe she's a fucking bully. First week, 1 week, what? You know what? I'm done talking.
It's not even worth it. Val,
it's not even worth it. Yeah, I don't want to get my blood pressure up.
I mean, I called it an Alexa piss break. So
yep, Alexa piss.
It's not very often that I don't want to watch a women's match. Let's be real. Like, I would be a wrestler if I could, 100%, but I'm too busy with roller derby. I watch them, I study them, I look at them as athletes, and, you know, I can appreciate an attractive woman, but, like, I look at them as athletes, and I look at the storyline and the intelligence, and it's just, like, infuriating and frustrating when it's, like, Alexa piss break, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of offensive sometimes. But then there's moments of hope that make me stick around because I know that it used to be the other way around where there was no moments of hope. And it would be like once every 6 pay-per-views, they would do something that wasn't tits and ass about women. So it's much, 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 much better than it was, but it's still not good enough. And it's just frustrating.
True. We had 2 women's championship matches.
That's fucking huge. Like that would have never happened in 2000, 2001. It wouldn't have happened ever.
Oh, no, it wouldn't. Especially with that pervert fucking Jerry the King Lawler. But hey, you know.
Don't listen, Yippee-Ki, but fuck puppies. You know what I mean? Yep. Yep.
AJ Styles defeated Rusev. I think this was, if Rusev didn't win it now, he's never going to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a filler match. That's all. Just, you know, let's hold AJ over until SummerSlam.
Well, also, I think it was to ignite the fire of the potential breakup between Rusev Day and having Aiden English maybe have a heel turn because of the prodding of Lana, which we'll talk about later when we do show reviews. But, you know, the fact that he like undid the turnbuckle and left it exposed. And then that's ultimately what caused the demise of Rusev in his championship match, which he worked so hard for, and blah blah blah. So I mean, that's the only thing I can see it doing is like putting the Kindles on the soon-to-be fire.
Other than that, it was fun, but yeah. We'll talk more about what you just said, Val. Yeah, I'm so bummed about that whole situation. Then, in a decent match, I'm not a Dolph Ziggler fan. Once again, he debuted when I wasn't watching, so I just don't care. I have no reference for him. Reverence, not reference. He defeated Seth Rollins pretty much just by in the nick of time with like 2 more seconds left. Seth Rollins would have won. Dolph Ziggler defeated him in a 30-minute Iron Man match draw to retain Intercontinental Championship. Pat, thoughts on this match?
The crowd ruined it for me.
Oh yeah,
that's about it.
I thought it
was a good match. I thought it was a good match. No beach balls, but just
they kept counting down the fucking clock.
Oh, that stupid clock! Yeah, the beach ball was during the puppy pound match. Yeah, they were counting the 30 times they counted from 10.
And you could actually hear, like, I saw so many clips of
Ziggler,
them talking to each other. Like Ziggler had Rollins in basically a chokehold, like on the ground, and they were talking to each other about the clock because apparently WWE production removed the countdown clock, and people just started randomly counting, just randomly, not even with like a minute to go. They just started randomly counting down 10, 9, 8, and they were doing it when it was, a minute 15 left and just randomly starting to count down from 10. And somebody was holding up, cell phones, like showing clocks. And I mean, the fact that the guys work so hard and they are I think the two of them are excellent ring technicians. Like they are both very, very good at wrestling. Whether you dig or you don't on Dolph Ziggler because of when you came in, Ivan, I totally get it. But he is a fucking good wrestler. And I love him being paired with Drew McIntyre right now. And Seth Rollins obviously is fantastic. Like the fact that this was also the main event and not the Bobby Eyebrows versus Puppy Pound, like that's huge.
Shocking. Yeah.
That's great. Huge. I mean, that speaks volumes of what they think of these two gents' capabilities, and the hope that they had for it. Too bad the fucking marks in the audience had to ruin it.
Like, yeah. I mean, it's not look, okay. It's not just the ticket price, okay? It's paying for parking. It's putting aside hours of your day that might be your only day off that week. It's about paying for expensive, merchandise and concessions to be in there, to be there. It's so many steps you have to take to be in that audience and to squander that experience just to do that stupid crap. Like come on, like be there to watch the performers. Yes, I know it's it's like, oh, we have fun chants now, but just like that was just ridiculous. That was so stupid, man. I mean, it's the main event. Just go home. If you're gonna derive your fun from that, just go home. But yeah, that was a good match. And you are right, Dolph Ziggler. I mean, I know he runs his wrestling academy too, so yeah, he's definitely a master technician. It's just in terms of character, I just don't have that bond with his character. But no, it was good. It was a good match. I mean, it's not 30 minutes. Yes, there are some 60-minute matches out there, but 30 minutes is still a long time. And the stamina required for that is unparalleled. So no, good time overall. It had so many matches that it was actually a decent show, not like Money in the Bank and whatever was before Money in the Bank. Was it Fastlane or no?
Money in the Tank.
What was before Money in the Bank? And Backlash, which was the worst freaking thing I've ever seen. And Great Balls of Fire last year. So it was a decent
that was so bad.
So with that said, we got 45 minutes left. Val, tell us about the backlash of this show, which was Raw.
Well, it opened up with a nice little tribute to Masa Saito, who passed away. Yeah, he passed away. Oh, sorry, that was my dog.
I said, damn,
Wow.
you laughed? I thought she laughed.
no, she's eating a bone to like so that she doesn't cry because I've been gone all night, and she just like puked it up while I was trying to do an RIP. Thanks a lot, yippee. But yeah, apparently he died unfortunately due to complications of Parkinson's disease, so that's pretty sad. There was just a nice little memorial at the in memoriam at the beginning. But yeah, Raw was from Buffalo, New York. Angle opened up the show thanking all the Raw superstars for their effort and dedication in their performances. That because he wanted to show some faith to everybody, he either needed Brock Lesnar to show up tonight on Raw, agree to the next title defense, or he would just strip Brock of the title, which everybody was really into. And then all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, Brock Lesnar is not in the venue, but of course his tag team partner for life, Paul Heyman, was. So the crowd starts chanting, strip the title. The Advocate tells us, we've got it all wrong. Brock will defend at SummerSlam. And soon enough, out comes Bobby Eyelashes to a warmer than tepid response, which I was kind of surprised that people were kind of into it, but it almost was sad, like a, like Toys R Us going out of business sale. It was just sad. He said that he's in for the Universal title. And then Drew McIntyre, his music hits. And he says that he's not just in Ziggler's corner, but he's also after that strap. Rollins comes out. Elias tells us he has an album dropping on the 23rd. Balor wants in on all the awesome. And oh, good. So does Roman. Roman sucks chant starts, so there's that. But don't worry. Roman doesn't give a damn. So you're fine, Patrick. He just wants to face somebody tonight, and it was they split it up into 3 different fights. So basically it was two different matches. Sorry. So it was Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, and Drew McIntyre, to advance to the #1 contender tournament. And then it was also the Eyebrows, Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins Part 2, Elias. So that was the open and the closer of the night. Roman Reigns won. So, fingers crossed we'll have the shield on shield action if Seth Rollins can pull it out. Ooh, we're going to have to wait and see what happened. But then up next, I just really didn't give a shit about this match either. And I like both these guys, but Dolph Ziggler took on Bobby Roode. Dolph Ziggler for the win. Then we just had a really, really spazzy Mojo Rawley. And he was trying to just beat the shit out of Tyler Breeze, which was a bit annoying and also mildly upsetting. But yeah, he did beat the crap out of Tyler Breeze. There was a point where Kurt Angle said that Sasha and Bayley are going to have to get along and they're going to have to find a way because counseling didn't work. And if they can't get along, then one of them needs to go to SmackDown. So I thought that was kind of interesting because that's the first time that's even come up. Mm-hmm. And so he pit them in a tag team against Alicia Fox and Dana Brooke, who they lost to actually via DQ. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens if one of them is going to have to ship off to SmackDown or not. The B team were still celebrating their big belt victories. They defeated the Ascension. There was a moment with the Deleters of World. That still cosplay thing is going on. Yeah. Oh my God. And then Danielle, did you see Ronda Rousey's hair this week?
Oh my God. I can't. Were they trying to make her look like a shark?
She looked like Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it was like surreal. And it was almost like as though they had wanted her to look like somebody comedically shaved their head in just the center. Because the way that they tightened her braids so much, and it was just insane.
Yes, from certain angles, I was analyzing the footage, and I was like, oh, did she shave her head? But that's how tight they made her hair to the point where she's gonna go bald.
Yeah,
you can't slick your hair that tight. You're gonna give yourself a receding hairline.
Absolutely. But yeah, so it was pretty intense, and I thought that I just got a headache just looking at her. But so there was that segment with Ronda and Alexa where they just try to scurry it away like the rats that they were once again. Authors of Pain defeated Titus Worldwide. Nothing new there except for Authors of Pain have a t-shirt now on www.shop.com. I was kind of excited for this, even though I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But the Riot Squad is still carrying the flag, carrying the torch, if you will, for Ruby Riot while she recovers from her injury, which I do very much care about. And Blue Tongue came out with like an R on her stomach and a heart, which I thought was pretty cute. She came out in support of Gay Mate. And, so Sarah Logan took on Ember Moon, and actually it was a decent match. I mean, it was probably the best I've seen out of Crazy Mary Dobson since she's come to the WWE. And it was also her first win.
Congratulations.
That's really exciting. I think that's really exciting.
Yeah. Especially for Amber Moon, too. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Well, which kind of I was like, well, I guess she's got to win against somebody eventually, but aren't they trying to push Ember and her red contacts even more down our throats? Like, and I love Ember Moon. She's a boss-ass beast. But, yeah, so Gang Mate, she got her first main roster win, which props to her. So then the main event of the night was Bobby Eyebrows against Seth Rollins, and album drops on Monday the 23rd. And whoever wins this is going to wrestle against Roman Reigns next Monday to see who would be the #1 contender to go against Brock at SummerSlam. And I was so like excited. I was like, the potential here is going to be so great. Seth Rollins has been on a fucking tear. Oh my God, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be Shield Brothers against Shield Brother. And then maybe Dean Ambrose is going to come back out. And oh my God, my brain is melting. Nope. Bobby Eyebrows. Bobby Eyebrows. Yep. So Bobby Lashley won. So here's rinse, like the wash, rinse, repeat recipe. They're doing Bobby beat Roman on Sunday, and now they're going to face each other again next Monday. And I am working the Cubs game and not at all upset that I won't be able to watch this live. I'm probably going to fast forward through the entire match until the last bit because I don't give a fuck about watching them wrestle each other, especially when it's something cool like Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, Yeah,
don't worry about it. You know what's going to happen. It's going to end in no contest. It'll be a triple threat at SummerSlam.
Yeah, which,
it's cool.
My dog is looking at me like she's pissed off at what you just said. She was just like, really?
I'm sorry, Yippee-ki. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Bone.
Yeah, don't puke up a bone ever again when I'm doing a in memoriam, please, dog. So the very next night, which was Tuesday Night SmackDown, it was from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And boy, if they're not stuck in the early 2000s, I have never seen so many Hardy fans in one spot since they came back at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, it was surreal. And there was like, I mean, I'm white trash, so I feel like I could say that.
What?
But I was like, whoa, those look like my family members. Like,
I'm saying white trash before, Val. You're far from. If you're white trash, you're more like white recycled bin. You're not like,
you're
not
Val, you're never alone in that because I legit come from white trash in every way, shape, and form. Every stereotype is in my family, so you're not alone if you identify.
Ditto.
I mean, see, that's crazy. I never thought as Danielle's white trash either.
Because we fight the stereotype.
Yes. Here's the thing, Patrick. Here's a test. How many teeth does your dad have?
He probably has them all. I say 30, at least 31.
So the last time I asked him that, he said 9, and a few years later, it's down to 4.
Well, tall dad is,
he's special.
Yeah, he's special. I need to find that zippy pin he was talking about from the Zip Man.
So anyway, it opens with Jeff Hardy and his intro and also his face paint, cutting maybe the world's shortest promo in all of history. A promo that lasted less than 5 minutes. It also mentioned being broken, deletion, and Hardy's desire to make Shinsuke fade away and be obsolete. And then out of nowhere, he goes, "Enjoy the show!" And it was
awesome. That was that's like a white trash battle cry. I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah,
enjoy the show. Whoa!
Like all these little kids wearing his armbands and just like girls like desperately screaming like, "I love you, Hardy." I mean, it was just fucking weird. I was like, what decade is it, dudes? Anyway, so we cut to Nakamura watching all this on the monitor backstage. Renee Young approaches and decides to ask him some question, and he just continued to steal my heart with all of his squirrely heel ways that I love so much. I really love Shinsuke as a heel. He's brilliant. He's funny. He's cutting. He makes me pissed off. I love him. And he just kept talking about Jeff Hardy being a sad clown. And then he finished this segment with saying, "God bless America."
Hey, he's the United States champion.
It was fucking brilliant. And I was so excited and proud because, like, I saw him wrestle Kevin Owens when he was the face of America, and I'm all kick him in the face of America. And now Shinsuke is the face of America, and I'm so proud of him. But
that's dope.
Yeah. So the next match, let me see here. What was up next? Oh yeah. So this was actually, I had to watch this match twice. I really dug it. It was really good to see Andrade Cien Almas had an actual opponent as opposed to a jobber. Yes. I thought it was a killer match overall. There was one spot where like Almas did this sick moonsault off the turnbuckle, but Styles moved out of the way, almost stuck the landing, and then was able to flip onto AJ, and it was just fucking great. Like everything was really, really good. Like overall, I definitely enjoyed this match, despite Zelina Vega towards the end. Zelina Vega was just screeching like a dying vulture pretty much the entire match. And that was just annoying to me because I feel like it was cutting away from just the beauty of the match. Sometimes you don't need that much from a manager, you know? AJ rolled him up and locked in the calf crusher for the win. And AJ, when they like zoomed in on him, he also had a bunch of scratches on his face. So like almost like bludgeoned his face up. But more importantly, he was able to deliver Cien Almas his first loss on the main roster. That's the first. So it's kind of cool that we saw Gay Meat with her first win and Almas with his first loss. Hopefully it's not the beginning of the end for him, but I think it also is trying to build him up to show that he can go toe to toe with the WWE champion without damaging AJ in any way. So I thought that was pretty good.
I gotta say though, I think AJ Styles' beard looked very racist. I don't know. Maybe it was just me.
You know what's funny? I was telling Danielle like two things. I was like, when we were watching Extreme Rules, I'm like, first of all, his hair is looking amazing. And I was like, his beard didn't look like that before, right? And she's like, no, it literally looks like a southern redneck right now. So what is it about his beard that looks so...
It's just like mangy. It looks so Confederate.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's lined up. Like, it just looks like he has a big fucking truck with a Monster energy drink logo, like, on his truck. Like, I don't know. Like, it just looked very racist.
So real quick sidebar. I had a dream. So I watched because I didn't watch SmackDown. I watched a recap, and they were saying that there was some trouble in paradise with Zelina and Andrade, or maybe that was overanalyzing. But I had a dream that I was watching WWE, and that there was a match of Andrade versus Zelina, and that in that dream I was like, man, that sucks. Why are they breaking them up in such a manner? So, is there some hint of them breaking up, or is that just
no? I didn't see that at all. They had matching outfits. They did matching poses. Okay. She was like yelling.
I must have dreamed the whole thing then, because I forgot what
yelling stuff in Spanish. I forget exactly which word she used, but she kept like yelling calls to him. Like there was a point where he like had AJ in the corner, all flopped out in the turnbuckle on his ass, and she yelled like knees, and he ran across the ring and he jumped, crotch first into AJ Styles, which is a different dream that I maybe have had in the past. And she was still being his business partner, manager, blah blah blah. I mean, I didn't see anything. Did you, Patrick?
No, I didn't. I didn't see that.
Maybe I literally dreamed that whole thing. But anyways, that made me sad, and now I'm happy to know that.
No. They had like matching outfits. Cien Almas has like the weird ponytail man bun thing going. I mean, it was cool.
That's always a nice sight to see, that little man ponytail bun.
The little man bun. But anyway, speaking of a dude with new black, Aiden English has almost a full head of hair again. I don't know if I dig him like that. I really liked him when he was a shave head baldy guy.
But, yes, I agree. I think he definitely rocks that Natural Born Killers.
Oh look. Yeah,
I'm all about it.
Well, he was super, super emo, from his outfit to his, like, the way he was trying to embrace the air talking to Lana. He apologized, but you don't see who it is. He's just like, I'm so sorry that this happened. I'm so sorry. And then Lana comes into frame, and he's apologizing to her about his botchamania at Extreme Rules, which I mentioned previously, where he exposed the turnbuckle. And basically Lana says, this is a time for Rusev, and I don't know if you're the best for Rusev. So kind of what I was thinking on Sunday was maybe a little carried forward on Tuesday, where they're trying to stoke some flames on the fire of, is Rusev Day calling it a day? Nobody knows. And also, is this going to be like the spot where like Aiden English does like some weird heel turn on Rusev because he is so over and is such a babyface? They can't make Rusev the heel, you know?
Yeah.
But so the next match was redeemed quite a bit, I think, in my heart, because I was so hurt by how they just trounced women's matches for the last few days. I thought it was much better. Becky Lynch versus Mandy Rose. But, of course, not before another Ms. and Mrs. premiere commercial next Tuesday. Don't forget. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And, of course, he was also the MVP. Oh, I forgot to mention that. He was the American League Celebrity MVP at the All-Star Game. And, of course, he was the first WWE superstar to ever compete there. So Mandy still has that douchey, foggy filter. I wish that they would just stop trying to play up how she's such a babe and just like focus on the fact that she's actually developing quite nicely in the ring. I think she's getting much better. It also doesn't hurt that she's in there with Bex because Becky Lynch is powered by quinoa, so obviously she's going to kill it. But she makes everybody look good with her in the ring, in my opinion. The disarmor does hurt quite a bit, so it forced the tap out from Mandy. But Rebecca Quinoa cuts out an totally like gasping out of breath promo, which I thought was even better. It just shows how hungry she is and how dramatic it was, that she wants another crack at the title, calling out Carmella straight up and warning her that straight fire is coming for you. And Corey Graves calls Becky, of all people, an egomaniac. And I get that he's a heel announcer, but I say F that guy. And maybe that's why they pulled his shirt from WWEshot.com, because he's kind of a tool. But speaking of tools, let's talk about Carmella, shall we? So we cut backstage and we see that Paige, the GM of SmackDown Live, is watching Becky and saying, wow, the fans are really into her. And somebody fucking finally recognizes that the WWE Universe is actually behind Becky Lynch. So Carmella is talking about how she needs another Mellebration and blah, blah, blah. Paige sets up a match between Carmella and Becky for next week. And if Becky wins, then Mella must face her for the title at SummerSlam. So while I enjoy it, it's also annoying because we're basically going to see the same match twice. Whatever. But can we just talk about for a split second that we had the return of a very important WWE superstar?
Who?
Who?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Our fucking truth.
Yeah, it was good to see him.
I love him. I love him. So he shows up and it's him and Ty Dillinger with, by the way, Ty has some whack ass hair and a new t-shirt, which I haven't checked to see if it's available yet. So Ty and Truth are having a convo, but then it turns out that, of course, our Truth for the comedy was actually on the phone with his mama via Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And so Ty Dillinger's like, yes, I'm going to go take on Samoa Joe. You're right, I should. And Ty Dillinger walks off and our Truth yells and he goes, no, I said smile Samo, not mess with Samoa Joe.
That is,
you know what's crazy is that, for R-Truth to be his age, which I think R-Truth is like 45, 46, he is the perfect candidate for a black guy to have a Bluetooth. I don't know what's up with black guys with Bluetooth when you get old. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what it is. I just hope I don't get like that in about 10 years.
And it's always the biggest Bluetooth too. It's not like the new
huge.
ones. It's like the biggest, oldest one.
It's like the fucking like a McDonald's headset or some shit.
And it's always got that blinky light to let you know that you're connected.
Hey, player,
But
man,
so Ty Dillinger stupidly went out to go face Samoa Joe, and Ty did first strike, but Samoa Joe is fucking brutal. And despite what we saw on Sunday with the Nakamura, I feel like this is the quickest win ever that did not revolve around some low blows. I mean, he just immediately put him in the coquina clutch, like causing Ty to tap out. Like Ty looked like he was gonna pass out. It was pretty intense. And then next we had the best/worst thing I've seen in a while. My first note says, oh, wow. With like a bunch of periods after that.
So since I didn't watch this, please set this up because I know there was a funeral segment, but was it Katie Vick type situation or what?
Okay, so I like that you said that, but it was definitely, I like that I said, oh wow, and you knew that it was a funeral situation. So it was a Team Hell funeral courtesy of The Miz. It's kind of all I ever wanted and a little bit more. Like at first I was really annoyed by the concept, but just Mike Mizanin is a fucking genius. Even though I hated his tool ass when he was on The Real World, holy shit. He was walking down the aisle looking somber as fuck, all in black, looked like he was dressed for a funeral. He was walking up to fans that were on the runway, double, like taking both their hands in one of his and both of his and like embracing them and saying like, thank you for being here. Like it was amazing.
My condolences. Like,
yeah, like just thank you. Oh, my condolences. And just he was all in black. There were fucking pallbearers, and I don't mean but like actual dudes carrying a casket on wheels. Oh my god. Okay, so it was Kane's mask, but on a mannequin head that was sitting on a crushed black velvet pillow with feathers surrounding it. And the casket that was on wheels, so it was like a mini casket draped kind of thing, was also equally draped in this beautiful black crushed velvet. And all I could think of, like my next note says, this is some quality stuff. It was so, I wanted to hate it, but it was so brilliant. I loved it. And one of my favorite things is that Miz starts it out and he goes, I'm not here to talk about Ms. and Mrs., which premieres next Tuesday on the USA Network. And I'm also not here to talk about.
Robot. No, Mr. Roboto. You okay, Val?
Is that better?
Yeah, you're good.
I went back to The Real World and I got lost. So he said he's also not here to say that he participated in the celebrity softball game at the All-Star game, but not only that, but no, he's not there to say he was awarded the MVP or that he's the first WWE superstar to ever do it. But this funeral is not about him. It's about paying the final respects to one of the greatest tag teams of all time, but the two worst friends ever, Daniel Bryan and Kane. And it was just so wonderful. His delivery was brilliant. And he even quotes Kane's favorite musical group, air quote, and says, bye, bye, bye to Team Hell No. Like, tying in NSYNC is just amazing, I think. So at this point, Daniel Bryan had obviously heard enough. He comes out to jack up Miz, starting the program that we have all been waiting on for at least 89 years, considering DB came up through NXT with Miz as his mentor. They were going to have a lot to work with. So pretty excited about it. I highly recommend, if you can find it online, watch the funeral segment. It's very good. It's very entertaining. It's the kind of smart that makes me like keep watching WWE, because I know that they have that kind of intelligence and humor in there somewhere. So somewhere. But then we go on to Sanity versus The New Day. And it's Eric Young versus Kofi Kingston. I legit didn't even watch this match because I was too bummed out about Ivan WhatsApping me pics of Kylie Ray's destroyed clavicle.
Oh, I thought you took a shit break.
No, I took a sad break. I took a super broken-hearted break because not only is somebody that I work with in the indie scene, but somebody I truly respect as an athlete and as a woman, as a human. She's really, really great, and she's working so hard, and she's so close to getting really huge things happening for her. And this was her first tour to Japan, and Kylie Ray fucking destroyed her clavicle. Turns out Delilah Doom and Shotzi Blackheart broke their ankles, and Kikyo tore her damn meniscus. So it's just sad because 4 of the 6 girls that went over from Rise to Japan, living out their dreams, wrestling in Japan for the first time, are all coming back or weren't even able to go due to severe injury. So, and by the way, Sanity won. So that's what happened in that match, because I didn't give a fuck, because I was looking at seeing if these ladies were okay. So, yeah, Eric Young defeated Kofi Kingston. I don't know how. I just saw them. I just heard the Sanity music. Shinsuke faces Hardy after Jeff Hardy invokes his rematch clause. excuse me. It was a very high intensity match with no dick knocking as Hardy looks to pin Nakamura. Boom. Viper shows up. So fucking gross what he did at a certain point. So the Viper shows up, pulls Jeff by the leg and off the US champ. Like Hardy is ready to, they're about to call 3 and Randy just pulls him out of the ring. So that was annoying. Match ends in DQ. Clandy Orton ends up slamming Fancy Face Paint's dome into the solid steel stairs repeatedly. Like, it was like making me shudder. And nobody knows why this is happening. And Randy starts screaming in his face saying, do you know why? Well, you're going to just have to wait and find out. And it's like, okay, that's really stupid and lame. But you can hear this kid in the background saying his mother, like, your mom's going to be mad at you, like to Randy. And then there was a point where I almost had to take a vomit break because I almost threw up on my sweet Blood, Sweat, and Beers Sandman shirt because Randy Orton almost ripped out the douchey plugs out of Hardy's ears, stretching the holes even further and further to the point where, like, all these people rushed the ring because it was so fucking gross.
Yeah.
He just had his well, like, what do you even call that? Like, he had his finger in his like ear gate, like he was
so he was gaping him. Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what's crazy is that I ate an edible probably about an hour before that. So I stopped like watching because I was like too busy like doing some music stuff. And as soon as I turned back to SmackDown, that's what I saw. And
it was so fucking gross.
Did it just void the high you had and bring
Oh
you
my
back?
God.
So to any new fan, like, you know, someone else like, you know, I haven't watched WWE in about 10 years. You know what? I'm gonna get SmackDown a try tonight, and then they turn on and see Randy Orton finger popping Jeff Hardy's ear.
Popping.
It's so fucking gross, you guys. Like, I wanted to fast forward it, but I couldn't look away. And, like, you know, the announce table ended up getting involved. Like, Randy Orton is just screaming, like, where's Shinsuke? All the officials come out of the locker room. Randy don't give no fuck and does a DDT onto Jeff Hardy, which I think that they did specifically. It looked really, really brutal. Really brutal. I think that they did that because supposedly Jeff Hardy is working with some injuries. So it's a nice, easy, clean way to kind of write him off of TV if, in fact, he is injured. They could just blame it on the Orton attack. So, and, you know, he didn't do an RKO, which I thought was kind of surprising, but I think that also indicates that he's definitely going for a full heel turn because that's such a beloved move for the fans that people always want to see it. And the fact that he didn't go anywhere near that, I think is a pretty solid high five for heel turn return for Randy Orton. So, yeah. So overall, I thought SmackDown was really actually pretty fucking good. I didn't dislike anything. The only thing I really didn't watch was the Eric Young beating Kofi Kingston because I was too upset about all the wrestlers that I know that are broken and can't work and have no income right now and things like that. So,
It seems like SmackDown was decent.
Yeah, it definitely was. Raw, not so much. SmackDown, for sure. I enjoyed it. I think if Raw was 2 hours, I would have enjoyed it. But there was a lot of bullshit that wasn't necessary. So
Pat, we need a 2-minute 205 live. Danielle, we need a 10-minute NXT, and then we'll have a 5-minute Chicago update.
Well, guess what? You're in fucking luck because it's about to be 60 seconds of 205 live. It was an okay show. TJP defeated Nomar Dar. TJP cut this promo about the crowd, whatever. I can't believe that he's a heel. Like, it's not believable. Drew Gulak defeated some guy named Danny Garcia. I thought it was The Rock's ex-wife.
Oh my God. Damn.
So that was it. Leo Rush defeated Tozawa, which was a pretty decent match. He defeated him with a frog splash. I don't know what he calls it. The man of the hour, the 23-year-old pound of gold, or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. Decent match. And then we find out that Mustafa Ali, our hometown hero, Hideo Itami, TJP, and Drew Gulak will battle for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship against Uncle Tom Cedric Alexander.
Oh my lord!
Wow.
But yeah,
Tyler Perry presents Cedric Alexander.
Yeah,
Is that what you're
I'll
talking
get into that later. I'll get into that later at the NXT. I got some words about that. But yeah, that was it for 205 Live. Pretty much nothing incredible.
Okay,
Half the crowd was going anyway. It was like 10 people there.
Damn.
Danielle, give us a 10-minute NXT.
Okay, it's probably gonna be less than 10 minutes for NXT. Let's just be real. Overall, mediocre. I was sadly disappointed because I hold NXT at a very top tier presentation of the WWE network and WWE shows. So let's just, I'm gonna fucking rapid fire through this bullshit. So Lacey Evans,
Whoa.
killed Dakota Kai, which is the new Bailey, the new babyface bullshit heel crybaby with the woman's right. And I was happy that she won, even though there's a whole segment between you and with Val and Black Market Ivan about Lacey Evans, which we can go into later. But I'm gonna keep on going. We followed that by what was this? A 5-second match between the hashtag thick boy
of the week,
Cassius Ono defeating a jobber. Is he a jobber? Rick Ramirez?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I guess right?
It's a creator wrestler name for sure.
Jobber City population him.
Yep. And then we followed it with, there were some segments in between, but who cares about it? Because it was just all filler and updates and recaps. But we ended the night with a babyface match. And maybe that's why I just felt the show was mediocre, because as we've established from episode 1 of Schedule for One Fall, I am a heel fan. And we ended this NXT evening with a babyface match between Kairi Sane, Nikki Cross, and Candice LeRae, which I love all equally. But guess what? Kairi Sane, she defeated both who I was rooting for Nikki Cross along with Black Market Ivan. I guess we'll talk with amongst our fellow co-host about that. I mean, of course, I love Candice LeRae, but Kairi Sane, of course, they've been pushing her conflict with Shayna Baszler.
Thank you.
So, overall, on a high school or grade school rating scale, I give it a D+, C- rating, because it was just all about the baby faces, and I'm kind of over it. So that was NXT. What's your guys' opinions?
I think I slept through it. I probably was high.
I wish I was.
Yeah.
That Lacey Evans' daughter in the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I almost spit my delicious quinoa burger out of my nose.
Whoa.
Danielle, first of all, I'll shout out to Danielle for letting me know that quinoa burgers exist, and that's all I've been eating all week.
Oh, get it, girl. You're going to join that's what we're going to have for Becky lunch. We're just going to eat all the different kinds of quinoa.
I know. I'm so proud of Simon, Black Market Ivan, being like a part of the vegetarian, soon to be vegan lifestyle. It's just a slow transition. You're
going to love these quinoa burgers, man.
I want one.
I need to eat that.
But yeah, when I saw Lacey Evans' little daughter, I said, first of all, let me call DCFS and free her from the shackles. Free her from the shackles. She's being prostituted out by her mother on social media just for more likes, just for more attention on the gram. That poor daughter is just trying to do little kid things like play, get dirty, get mud in her shoes, play hopscotch. But
did you like the photo that I sent you?
I did not. So yeah, that pissed me off. But Lacey Evans continues to impress. Cassius Ohno defeating Rika. What was the point of that? I don't know. And yeah, Nikki Cross, my beautiful Swedish bride.
Swedish,
Not Swedish,
Scottish
Scottish bride.
Scottish.
My thick Scottish bride lost, unfortunately. And guys, did you know this? The only thing I will ever criticize Triple H for in terms of booking NXT. Did you guys know that Candice LeRae's entire hardcore history has been apparently deleted because she is now a fluffy made of glass performer that is merely a shell of her former self on this show?
I know, it's
like,
kind of
what the
upsetting.
hell?
Why are they making her so like sensitive to everything? It's
like
annoying.
like she's supposed to be killing every, like, I mean, whatever. I mean, even I don't know, Val. I mean, I don't know.
As the world's cutest tag team and shit, you could still find it out there. You can still find everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
even
why
with
have they
that, like
neutered
her
now?
and Joey Ryan were still like badasses, though.
No. But that's what I mean. Like, that's the hardcore shit. It fucking on her Wikipedia right here. It says LeRae is a one-time PWG World Tag Team Champion as one half of the world's cutest tag team. That would then lead you to the battle between the Bucks and them, where I have my favorite piece of wrestling, as I called it, garbage, which I didn't mean to say that to her and Joey when I bought it. I was like, oh, I have my favorite piece of wrestling garbage. It's like Merc.
What is it? A thumbtack?
Well,
blood on it?
Close. It's a fabulous enamel pin that has a very, very sharp backing that I lost the pin holder to, so it often makes me bleed, which I feel is appropriate.
Yeah.
But it's like basically a picture of it. It's of her and Joey, and she's just covered in blood. I mean,
Pat, did you ever watch that match?
Probably. I don't know. I was probably high.
You should watch it.
No,
You
dude,
need to rewatch it if you don't remember.
100%.
An amazing match to watch.
Well,
And
someone sent me a reference to it probably tonight, because all I'm going to do tonight is probably get even more high and play Call of Duty.
I mean, it definitely puts, if you were like you felt in the gray about Candice LeRae. Wow, that rhymed. I didn't mean that.
Great.
Wow.
When you watch this match between them two and the Bucks, like, you will change your opinion about her and how she wrestles. Even the match between her and Johnny Gargano back, like,
Yeah,
at some
absolutely.
little, like, what was it, like a basketball court setup, little dinky
That was at
ring?
the Battle of Los Angeles. That was PWG.
Where-
What you're talking about?
There was like only one row of people in there. I don't remember the exact promotion they were wrestling for, but even watching that, and she fucking just kills it. And I'm pissed at WWE, like, making her, like Simon said, a piece of glass. Like, let her be the badass she was on the indie scene. Like, I don't get this
I think what it
fucking
is,
sugarcoating bullshit.
but I think what it is that is not the market that they look to on NXT or WWE at all. And the fact that they are pushing Johnny as such a fucking Captain America wannabe, like, baby face, they can't really have his wife be this psycho covered in blood. Although that would be kind of a cool angle too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, opposites attract.
Yeah. I mean, she's known as the Killer Cupcake. Like, that's her thing. And it's hard because she's world's cutest tag team, and she's the Killer Cupcake, and she loves everything Disney. And her finishing move used to be Mrs. LeRae's Wild Ride, or Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. You know what I mean? Like, that's where she's from, is from Anaheim, California. She claims to be from Disneyland. Like, it's hard for them not to push her as like a sweetheart, because she is a sweetheart. But I think what's going to be really fucking cool is that they're selling us this, like, literally sugar-coated LeRae. And when she does turn, it's going to be as beautiful as my love of my wrestling life, Psycho Killer Cascase Ciampa. I mean, because everybody fucking hates him, and it's a visceral kind of hate. And everybody loved him when he was in DIY. Everybody was like so into him and Johnny Gargano, you know? And now they want him dead, and he gets threatened on the daily, and he like blocked like WWE from following his own Twitter. I think that's the kind of hate that she's gonna get when they do actually allow her to turn eventually.
I can't wait. it needs to just happen already. Like I'm just, ugh. I don't know what the word is. I'm just annoyed about how slow they're dragging everything out.
But they have to do that because, I mean, they have millions and millions and millions of dollars invested in these individuals and these shows, and they have to keep you wanting more, and it gets so frustrating. But then all the dill holes like me still pay for the tickets whenever they come to town. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so
it'll be a great payoff. It'll be a great payoff at the end.
I think absolutely, because look at how fucking sick and also, might I add, sexy the Tommaso Ciampa turn was. I mean, it was like devastating. Like I was at the venue and everyone around me looked like they just watched their dog get hit by a car. Like people were crying.
Yeah.
People were fucking crying. It's wrestling, you tools. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've cried at wrestling too. Shut up.
Well, with that said, Val, I think I'm going to close out NXT because it was very forgettable. But how about you tell me a little bit what's happening in the Chicago scene?
In 5 minutes.
Well, I was going to say that the promotion that Candace used to wrestle with quite a bit was AAW. And while I cannot be there this weekend because I am working Pitchfork, Patrick, come see me. Definitely. They have a really, really killer, fucking amazing card slotted for Saturday night, July 21st at Bourbon Street. It's 115 Bourbon Street. You can get tickets at aawrestling.com or aawwrestling.com. 7:30 is bell time, so I'd imagine doors are either at 6 or 6:30. But I'm just going to go real quick through some of these matches. Former WWE employee Jimmy Jacobs and Brody King are taking on the OI4K, the Christ brothers, who are fucking phenomenal. If you don't know about them, that's because you're stupid. Desmond Xavier is going to be taking on Ray Phoenix. There's going to be a whole lot of flipping going on in that match.
I love that guy.
Fuck yeah, both of them. That's going to be so good. Zema Ion, also known as DJZ, is taking on Trey Miguel. That's going to be a sick-ass match. Bourbon Street Fight, which means the best seat in the house is going to be leaning up against the bar because you will get wrestled on. Like, seriously. MJF taking on Ace Romero. So that's going to be really good. There's a table, ladders, and chairs match. And the winner challenges Trevor Lee for the Heritage title of AAW. We got Paco versus Myron Reed versus Stephen Wolf versus AAR Fox versus Shane motherfucking Strickland. And then wrestling. Okay, so wrestling is this faction. It's wrestling without an E. It's WRST Ling. It's David Starr. Props to him for being a yid like me. Eddie Kingston. Props to him for being a fucking psycho. And Trevor Lee. Props to him for being the Carolina Caveman. And they are taking on the besties in the world, which is happy belated birthday, Davey Vega and Matt Fitch with ACH. So that, like, what? 6-man tag is going to be fucking sick. But there's more. There's 2 matches. One I think is really interesting because it's a tag match, male tag match. And each of the teams has a girlfriend that is currently on the WWE roster. So it's Kurt Stallion and Mr. Ruby Riott, Jake something, and Ricky Starks versus Mr. Bailey, Aaron Solo, which I'm not discrediting their amazing careers, but that's how people would maybe recognize them if they don't already know how talented both Jake something and Aaron Solo are in the ring. They're both fucking awesome. So there's no way or reason to not be into them, but you may have seen them on the Instagrams of either of those wrestlers if you like them. There you go. The best match that I wish I could be at, holy living fuck, I can't believe I'm missing this, is the AAW Women's Championship. So far, there's been 2 women to hold the AAW Women's Championship belt. The first was Jessica Havoc. The second is current champion Kimber motherfucking Lee, formerly known as Abby Lath, taking on the undead bride, Su Yung. Like, I can't believe I'm missing that. I want to cry because I'm missing that. But oh my God, I love Kimberly. I love Su Yung. It's going to be a sick ass match. So if you can, go support AAW. Check them out. They are probably you know, them and Freelance Underground are the 3 top promotions in Chicago in my mind. Of course, I love Taiju Big Battel. Like, they're great too. There's a bunch of other promotions that are really fun, but AAW doesn't fuck around. If you want to see NXT level, like, quality wrestling, but none of the bullshit, go see AAW.
That sounds like a
stacked
card.
Yeah, that's a stacked card. Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm chanting that for some reason. But yeah, before we sign off, you know, with this podcast, I just want, like, you know, like 2-3 minutes. You know, I have to talk about the Hulk Hogan thing because you know, it was like, you know, the talk, and you know, we saw a lot of wrestlers come out on Twitter, and you know, there was a rumor about Titus O'Neil. You know, when he saw Hogan backstage, he was like, "What the fuck is he doing here?" Well, no, Titus O'Neil don't sound like that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make light of a serious situation. I got Titus O'Neil sounding like he's fucking AJ Styles' uncle or something. Yeah, apparently that didn't happen, where, you know, I guess Titus O'Neil was backstage and supposedly saw Hogan, and he stormed out, and Hogan tried to shake his hand and he didn't shake his hand. Since then, The New Day and Titus O'Neil have put out statements basically saying, like, look, you know, we're not happy that he's back, but we're also not angry, you know, like, you know, we're still going to do what we're going to do, but we do remember the shit that he said. And yeah, it's pretty fucked up. So and throughout, kind of paying attention to the other African American wrestlers in the wrestling business and whatever, and I seen Cedric Alexander was pretty happy about Hogan being back, and then he caught some backlash about it because, you know, really, like, yo, dude, what the fuck, you know, like, I don't know if, you know, people seen the transcript of what Hogan actually said, you know, and my thing is that, you know, I feel personally that Hogan is not sorry. I just feel that, you know, he got caught, and that's the only reason why he's saying sorry. We never knew that he was, quote unquote, suspended for 3 years. And even if you ask WWE, like, hey, what was he suspended for 3 years? They're definitely not going to tell you, yeah, he was a racist. So that's why we suspended him for 3 years, you know. But the main takeaway that I get from this is that I don't want to hear shit about anyone saying that China doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame after this.
Absolutely.
Like, when you put Hogan back in, all right, I get it. He's done a lot for the business. He dropped his leg for 40 fucking years. All right, that's great. You know, wonderful WCW run, all that shit. But for Papa H, aka Triple H, to come out and say, like, hey, you know, we can't put China in because, you know, if you Google her name, you know, all this pornography is going to show up. And it's like, okay, well, you know, your daughters can also Google Hulk Hogan and see that he was a racist, and he also had a sex tape too. So you cannot tell me that, you know, China does not belong in the Hall of Fame. And now it makes me feel like it's something more deeper than that. And on top of that, you know, I'm kind of disappointed in Booker T as well. I was listening to his podcast with X-Pac, which dropped yesterday. And I remember listening to his podcast, Booker T's, and a year ago, he was like, hey, you know, I reached out to Hogan. Hold on, I gotta kind of do a Booker T impression. So, hey, dog, I reached out to Hogan, and I told him, you know, we you know, no, I can't do it. I'm not high enough. But anyway, he said he reached out to Hogan and was like, hey, you know, yeah, what you said was pretty fucked up. So how about we go into these inner cities and meet with kids and tell them that, like, hey, this is the wrong thing and you can't do this, and, you know, and tell the people that you're sorry. And he said Hogan kind of rejected that idea and obviously didn't do that. Wow. And now he goes on X-Pac and he's like, oh, you know, you can't really fault Hogan because, you know, it was said behind closed doors, and, you know, and it's like, I'm like, come on, Booker, really? You know, like, whether it was behind closed doors or not, he said out his mouth, I am a racist, you know, so it's like, I get it, you know. So same thing with Elijah Burke as well. He went on a Twitter or a Facebook rant and was saying, you know, we're, you know, blowing things out of proportion with Hogan. It's like, no, like, you know, I don't see what the gain is with Hogan coming back. It's not like he's going to wrestle anymore. You know, that nostalgia pop.
They might make him face Undertaker at SummerSlam, and it'll be like a stipulation match of who breaks their hip first.
Yeah, or loser gets to be a Democrat.
Well, did you hear the rumor? Did you hear the rumor, which I pray that is not true, that he will be involved in SummerSlam of Bobby Lashley versus versus Brock Lesnar, and when Bobby Lashley wins the Universal title, Hogan would hold his hand up, holding the hands up of the first Black Universal Champion, like if he's a special guest referee or something.
You know,
oh my God, that's got to be wrong.
Like that, I could see them doing that crap.
Yeah, I can, you know, but you know, the thing is with WWE, and now that we're pretty much, you know, it's a very toxic relationship we have with WWE. They're not putting the effort into these stories and stuff because they already got our money. We already give them $9.99 a month. There's no build in these pay-per-views no more. There's no build on Raw anymore where it was a beginning, middle, and end anymore. It's just random shit just thrown on a fucking board. So I don't know, you know, but when it comes to Hogan, I do like Mark Henry is still, you know, he still stood firm with his stance with it. He said that the backstage with African Americans are 50-50. I'm trying to think how many Black people are backstage. It's not that many. It's, you know, New Day, Apollo Crews, Titus O'Neil.
They mean people that work behind the scenes that we don't see.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Their showrunner, the kid, I don't know his name, the guy who he's got glasses. He's always ringside. He's always crouching down by the ring announcers, and he's the one that keeps the flow of the show running. He's definitely African American, and there's a lot of guys and girls that work on the crew behind the scenes that are African American. So they might be referring to that too.
Well,
and
quick question, Pat. I'm so sorry. Before we forget, what did you do to get yourself blocked from Hulk Hogan on Twitter?
I just basically showed him his transcript of what he said.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a say, you know, I'm so happy to be back in the WWE, brother. And, you know, just I forgot what he said, but I just tweeted. Literally, he blocked me like literally 2 minutes later. Like it was like record time. Like I just sent a transcript of what he said. And like I said, arguing with neckbeards, you know, oh my God, you know, get over it. And pretty much all the neckbeards I've been arguing with are like, you know, I hate to say it, but they're all white people. They're telling me to get over something that Hulk Hogan said about people of color. And it's like, no, fuck Hulk Hogan. Also, fuck Jerry King Lawler for saying that people are overreacting, you know, and you know, we don't need to bring up his past of all the shit that he's done, beating wives and all types of shit. And, you know, it's like, I don't get it. You know, like a lot of people make this seem like this is not a serious thing that Hogan said. Like, oh, you know, it was 3 years ago. It was a long time ago. Like he was like 61 years old when he said that.
Right. So, he wasn't 16 and making poor choices because he was an idiot kid.
Yeah. You know, like he was pretty much 61, and I always tell people, and I always tell, you know, like even the neckbeards that I was arguing with today, that, you know, racism is taught. You're not born racist, you know. So Hogan's been like this all his life, and we just happened to see it in his two conversations, not more. It was more than one conversation where he pretty much said some racist shit. So at this point, I can give two shits about Hogan. You know, I don't see the reason why he's back in WWE anyway. Like, who gives a shit?
Here's the thing I keep thinking about is like people are saying, you know, I think he really is sorry. And I go, yeah, I'm sure that he is. I'm sorry that he got caught. Like, that's just how I feel. I don't feel like he's genuine about it. But if he's going to keep volunteering with kids and trying to make a difference, that's awesome. That doesn't mean it's going to change the fact that he's like a racist. You know, I mean,
he's still a piece of shit. Yeah, like, you know.
However, it is really cool that he's raising awareness about this topic by his ridiculous actions, and the fact that he is trying to repent by working with the boys and girls of clubs of America. It just means that they're getting a lot more props. Like, they're getting a lot more eyes on them. That is the only good I can find out of this whole mess. Is that charities that maybe don't always get thought of are being brought up a lot because he's trying to say, yeah, but look at what I'm doing with these groups. And it's like, fuck you. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Like, bullshit. But at least they're getting like brought to the forefront, those groups. So people are seeing them going, oh yeah, Boys and Girls Club of America. You know what I mean? And then the only absolutely only other thing I can possibly think is that maybe this will help China get in the Hall of Fame, which she absolutely deserves it. It still doesn't make it okay, but I'm trying to find some silver lining.
There's no more argument about China anymore. Like, you can bury that. Like, China needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Vader needs to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's done anything racist or anything, but Vader needs to be in there. Like, but for sure, China definitely needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Once again, fuck Hogan. I think, like I said, I think what he's doing right now, if he was really sorry, I think he would have done all of this 3 years ago when this story broke. Like, hey, shit, maybe maybe I was wrong about it. No, he was sitting up collecting checks and, banging chicks that look like his daughter. So, and it's just, like I said, I just don't see, and this is a disclaimer for all neckbeards that listen to this, or the people that follow me on Twitter or on Facebook. You can talk to me about Hogan as much as you want and try to convince me that, I need to get over it. And, it's Hogan. This is the same guy that told me to drink my milk and say my prayers. But no, it's not going to happen. I still think, he can eat shit. And, that's about it. That's really all I had to say about that. I don't understand why these, not just neckbeards, but just people in general think that it's okay. He's old, he's done so much for the business. If that's the case, then let's fucking talk about Chris Benoit, because he was a great wrestler. I still think, he was, he's in my top 5, but he's still a piece of shit for murdering his family and killing himself, So, that's why I want to be sober doing this, talking about that. But, that's all right. I talked about it long enough. This was episode 22, I think. Is it 22? Yeah, 22. And, I think we're just going to sign off on that. Fuck Hogan. Fuck Jerry King Lawler. Cedric Alexander, you really should be ashamed of yourself, and you should. I don't know if he's ever seen the fucking transcripts. I don't know. Like, there's no way me being an African American wrestler would celebrate anyone like that coming back, and that's why I applaud the New Day for their comment, which was too long for me to read on the show. And the same thing with Titus O'Neil for coming out and saying, like, hey, like, it is what it is, So yeah, that's all I have on that.
I like that he said my truth, and he, like, it was a very long 3-page post, but it ended with his given name, like his real name, just to show, like, he is serious. This isn't a joke. It's not just like something he's saying that's part of his gimmick. Like, he cares about promoting positivity in the community, especially in the African American community and with his children. And I agree with you. It was very, very cool what they all wrote. Yeah.
And before we end the show, Danielle, congratulations. You wasn't completely shit-faced doing NXT. This is like
I made it semi-inebriated. So it was one of my finest works.
Yeah. So this concludes the episode 22.
Oh, and Tall Dad says hello.
Oh man, Tall Dad, man.
Does he have anything to contribute?
No.
I definitely need to hang out with Tall Dad, and so we can talk about gardening tips and stuff like that and all of that good stuff. And if he burped in my ear, that's fine. I can forgive him. So burp in my eye, that's what it was.
Burp in your eye. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I guess this concludes the show. I'm happy. This was a great show. Shit, I feel good. Now I'm about to go smoke and turn my Xbox on, I think. And then I'm going to edit this in the morning.
It sounds like a great plan.
No, good. Great show.
Yeah,
good, coherent show.
Yeah, like all of us. I mean, I actually am just talking about myself being 100%, but Pat made his obligatory escape from the live show. I don't see his.
Oh, he left. Oh my god.
But Val, thank you for joining us. Tell Tall Dad that he's more than welcome to join us anytime he wants.
I think he's good for a little while.
But we will chat soon.
See you in the 27th.
Bye.
Bye.